Hello, welcome to Severe Weather Alerts for June 10, 2019, approximately 3:19 Central Standard Time. Some crazy weather continues, including how these radar images look like huge jellyfish floating across our ocean, as if we're looking down into an ocean and there's huge alien fish floating around. One area we should look at right away here is central to east coast area, where we seem to have two basically legs, two long legs moving across the country. So it looks like if this model future prediction is right, this is what already happened at 1:45, and now this is coming up 2:20, 2:35. But basically, if this is correct, then this area is going to get it twice, as the first area passes through and then the second area, which is consistent with what we've been seeing for the last year at least, is huge multi-state fronts slowly moving and dumping tons of rain. Yesterday in this area, North Carolina, they had flooding, including death, I think 3 deaths related to flooding. So let's go to the severe weather alerts and see what that looks like. So we can see here western North Carolina, Asheville, Charlotte, Tennessee, western or eastern Tennessee, western North Carolina, right in there. That's probably flash flood watches still, and they're still getting rain there according to the radar. I would expect to see more alerts and warnings through up and down the coast here with that kind of a system like we just saw moving through there. Let's take a look at what this is down by Goldsboro here. Special weather statement. Here's some river flooding, I'm sure, in Virginia. So we're seeing these little pockets of flooding popping up because of these storm fronts that just hang out for long periods of time. Let's check out this orangey peachy color down here, Columbus. Significant weather. So Atlanta got it last night, yesterday, with stationary thunderstorm front dumping rain. Also, this area of Kentucky was under flood watches and warnings because of that same system. Now it looks like they're clear, and we have a new area over here, Paducah. What is this? Lake wind advisories. Are there that many lakes around here? I don't see any lakes. I see a river. I don't know what river that is, but it dumps into the Mississippi like every other river around here. Looks like a pretty large river, though. But I don't know why they would have lake wind advisories. And I think the thing is with wind advisories. Yeah, let's look into it and see what it actually says. So here we are, Paducah, Kentucky. Lake wind advisory remains in effect until 7 p.m. Winds 15 to 20, 15 to 30 boaters. Okay, well, I guess you have a lot of lakes in that area, but maybe it's just because it's summer and people are out, on the river. I don't know. That would make more sense that it would be the river. We do see some lakes up here, but that's Kentucky, and I think that goes beyond Kentucky, doesn't it? Yeah, Missouri, and even Illinois, lake wind advisory. So if you're on the lake in those areas, be careful. Again, turbulent conditions across the country, extremes. We have rising Great Lakes up here, Lakeshore flood advisory, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Holland, Michigan, Benton Harbor, Michigan City, beach hazard statement, Gary, Indiana, Portage, Hammond, Valparaiso, northern Michigan. We have more lakeshore flood advisories, Traverse City, Frankfort, Carp Lake, Savoy, Harbor Springs, Petoskey, Michigan. small craft advisory on the other side with a little bit of river flood warning there. So, we're seeing these extremes, these extreme weather alerts. We're seeing flooding. We're seeing uh, water rise. There's people that are talking about the grand solar minimum, that the sun is basically going into hibernation mode, and that's going to cause cooling. But apparently, according to uh, that model, that theory, that data, it shouldn't cause sea level rise or water rise. But we are seeing water rise. We're seeing a lot of flooding everywhere, and at this point, I think it's safe to say that it's beyond just normal spring flooding. Let's see what's going on down here. Florida area, significant weather advisory, Brunswick marine weather statement, Key West marine weather statement, airport weather warning. So this hasn't really changed too much. Maybe a little bit of decrease in the amount of Mississippi River Basin flooding alerts, but you can see it's still large, spanning most of the country of the United States. All this green in here, and that's a lot. That affects a lot of things, especially planting. I guess June 8th was the deadline to kind of get crops in. I don't know how much got in. I don't know if anybody really has accurate records on that, but it seems like in the areas that I've been traveling, it's been looking better, more green in the fields. So that's good if farmers have recovered from cold, wet fields. You can see all these little greens all through here. These are all little high water level river type floodings. Colorado, Flood Watch, Pagosa Springs, Creed del Norte, Antonito, Alamoso, Sawachi. Um, that's Let's see what this is over here in the corner. Cortez, Fire Weather Watch. So you got water and fire, just like we have, we had these winter warning frost advisories through here yesterday, I think, and the day before. It looks like they're gone now, but then we had extreme heat over here, so we had like fire and ice. Let's see what this is. Excessive heat. Yeah, so this is getting hot over here now. Excessive heat all through California, there, up into Oregon. Special weather statement near Reno, but not Reno. I thought for sure this would be flooding, but it looks like it's special weather statement. Reno's got, I think these are high winds over here, all along this area. This is following a river, so I would imagine that would be, oh, it's excessive heat warning now. It goes from Boulder City down through Bullhead City, Needles, Lake Havasu. It's interesting that it's following the river. I think that's the Colorado River. Maybe it's just that's where people live, so that's where the warning is. All these areas, excessive heat warning, all this blue. They should color code that red. Let's see what this purple is off of San Diego. Green weather statement. So things are still kind of crazy. Let's see what El Paso has here. Excessive air quality. Things are still kind of crazy. And we saw on the radar that still more precipitation for this area. And let's pull that up one more time and watch it go through. Oh, we need to check American Samoa down here in the ocean. I think I just saw it. There it is. They're having a coastal flood statement. And that's scary because the last one I read, it said 13-foot waves. And let's go to the radar and see what's happening there. So there's Samoa, there's Fiji, Tonga, and where's Hawaii in relation? There's Hawaii up there, just so small, See if we can get it all on there so we can. No, we're not going to be able to fit it all on. Oh, they're way at the bottom. There's Samoa. So there's Samoa. Let's hit the radar and see what it looks like for Samoa. So this is at 4:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's so small there, they could just easily get covered in a huge thing, and I hope that doesn't happen. Looks like Tonga and Fiji are just getting raked. Wow, I wonder if we could see some webcams of that. That does not look good at all. The reds and the yellows. That's a lot of rain right there. You can see why they're having coastal flood warnings down there. It's, you look at the stuff and it's kind of craziness. But the goal is to communicate, stay alert, help each other, get an overview of what's going on. One thing I was thinking about today, we don't, there's no promise that any of these radars or anything is accurate. Even having a lake wind advisory in the middle of the country. Um, why would a government put that out? I don't know. But let's just put it this way: there's the potential for things to be misrepresented, misreported, um, for people to, for certain agendas or purposes to um, take over radars or anything, and just in the same way they could do it with the media and put anything they want out there to in order for national security, so as to not make people so that people don't panic, etc. So what's important for us as people who reside around these areas and have um, children, and we and who we desire to be human, to be people, is to communicate with each other and talk and help each other to know what's going on, so that we can message, we can use, as long as we have the internet, we can use that. And we need to develop not some decentralized, non-regulated, non-censored platforms such as Steemit, or I don't know, a lot of them, but we need to start communicating and talking and developing community and setting up. In the colonial days, they had the Minutemen, who were ready to go in a minute. Well, we need to have people who are ready to post reports online in a minute. Maybe do like snap a picture of the skies, in the morning or whatever, and post it so we can look around the country real quick, check in and see what's going on. Because as things are changing so quickly and people are reporting, never before scenes every day and new records every day, and uh, farmers aren't planting and floods are increasing and the snowpack is increasing in the mountains. Temperatures seem to be cooling. If it's true that there's grand solar minimum happening where the sun's cooling, the that what that means is more earthquakes and more volcanic activity. One of those big volcanoes today or yesterday is reportedly shooting ash up into the upper atmosphere, which has a snowball effect because that creates more clouds, which creates more cooling. So we need to be in contact and creating community, and saying like, hey, I'm over here. Here's what's going on. I'm in Colorado. Here's what's going on. So at 4:40, this is an hour from now. This is what the computer is predicting. That is crazy. Look at how long that thing is, and that's all snow up there, snow and ice, and all of this is rain. These models, computer models, because as it goes forward now, it's a model. It's they aren't that exact always, but that's another thing. If where we have community, we can talk to each other. Those are things that we can learn too. But at the end of the model, it seems like it always blows up into huge things when it gets to the end down here on the clock, 10:15. And my understanding is it's because they programmed into, these predictive modelings that the Earth is warming, so it uh, considers that in its calculations. But actually, the Earth hasn't been warming. I mean, if you look at all this snow, all these areas of snow, it's pretty weird. But I guess Australia, it's their winter time now, so I don't know. But it looks like basically East Coast, it's your turn today, and I hope you're prepared, and I hope things go well. Have a good day.